Welcome back to another episode of Musical People and Journeys, the new rock album review show. It's August 2025 and we are reviewing the latest rock albums. And with me to do that is Trish, is Lauren, is Pete and is William. Simon's also listened that he couldn't be with us today, but he has voted. Today's offering is, it's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? Daron Malakian and the Scars on Broadway, and the album Addicted to Violence. Pete, a band you've heard of before. What did you think? What do you think of these guys?
All right, so here's the story. So the Scars on Broadway did vaguely ring a bell with me, but I didn't give it too much thought. Did not know the name Daron Malakian. So a few weeks ago, I went on a walk, put this album on, and just started walking in the sunshine. It was nice weather, and I was like, "This sounds familiar." I don't know what this is, but it sounds so familiar. And I couldn't put my finger on it. It was like around the third track. I feel. It was like, oh, this is like System of a Down from Wish, you know? Like, this meme came into my head, like, Mom, can we have System of a Down? No, honey, we have System of a Down at home, and this is the System of a Down at home. And then I figured out who Daron Malakian was, the ex-guitarist and vocalist, backup vocalist of System of a Down. So that is very palpable in the first two tracks, at least. I feel that after that, it becomes more of its own thing. It stops really being a straight-up System of a Down clone, and he starts really doing more of his own thing, which is a good thing anyway, because you cannot copy Serge Tankian. You know, that guy's vocals is just like, there's no second Serge Tankian on this earth. So you gotta kind of do your own thing and steer away from the greatness that was System of a Down. So yeah, really enjoyed the album. The track Imposter really stood out to me. Destroy the Power, that is where it really starts getting into its own groove. So that's when I started really appreciating the album and the band for themselves and not for being System of a Down from Wish. So yeah, thoroughly enjoyed this. Was a good listen. Now I know who Daron Malakian is. That's also educational.
Lauren, enjoy? Not?
Yeah, I went on the same journey of discovery. I pretty much had exactly the same thing happen to me, where I was like, this feels very familiar. And I was like, am I hearing like Queens of the Stone Age era, System of a Down? And I was like, I need to look this up. This is baffling me a little bit. And then when I did the old Wikipedia, a little bit of Googling and all that sort of stuff, I was like, yeah, it makes sense now. Yeah, it was all right. Very sort of garage band vibey almost, where it's like that almost sort of raw sound, not in the sense of like it's guttural raw, all that sort of stuff, but like it's not been put through millions of producers cleaning it more and more and more as it goes along the way. Yeah, one of the things that I really liked is because, of course, I started listening to the album again, and I totally agree with Pete. The start of it is very System. And I was like, I wonder how we did that. And I was reading the Wikipedia article and stuff at the same time. And at the end, it's got like a massive excerpt from one of their interviews where they were like, we just want people to know we're not System of a Down. And all that sort of thing. And I was like, you're not doing a very good job of that.
Try harder.
Try a little bit harder. No need to copy and paste and then just go, yeah, we're a different band. But ultimately, as the album went on, they did sort of develop into their own thing, and it was almost like, I wish they'd almost changed the order of the album somewhat, because with everything being very System at the start and then doing their own thing, I would almost argue that it'd be better to structure the album to sprinkle that System familiarity throughout it, to be like, oh, okay, I'm trying something new, back to something I know, just to sort of cleanse that palette a little bit as you're going through it. Much like when you go to see a band and they're like, here's some new music, but we're still going to play the stuff you know and love. Yeah, I just thought it spoke very much to the music of that sort of era that I was steeped in this style of music. So sort of like the late noughties. Teen me would have been over this like a rash and absolutely adored it. But overall, to quote one of my favourite things that Will says, it whelmed me.
Trish, did it whelm you or did it lift you?
Oh, I'm going to be the third person that's going to say this. I'd not heard of them or knew what genre of music they were, but the album cover looks like it's something straight out of Squid Game. So I was expecting metalcore of some description. It's metal, but alternative. And I sort of recognised the lead's vocals. And when I researched, as soon as I saw he was a founding member of System of a Down, you instinctively think of their legendary track Chop Suey. There is no denying the political undertones on the lyrics of this album and a lot of angry feelings being unleashed. The Same Game, Imposter, You Destroy You, very clever and standout tracks on the album for me, both musically and lyrically. This album is bloody amazing. It's got everything, it's cleverly written, and the music is just enthralling. For me, it was a complete surprise and an encapsulating listen to be repeated over again.
Now, when I mentioned that we were going to probably do a song of the year, where we wanted to submit our favourite song, you currently one of the songs off this album is going to probably be on your shortlist. Which song was that, Trish?
You Destroy You.
Okay, interesting. Check it out.
I might change my mind. It's up for it.
Yeah.
On my mind.
So when I shortlist albums, I get to listen maybe to one or two tracks at the very most, and kind of give them a quick spot rating. I'm always on the list out for something that's going to be a little bit different and a little bit more quirkier, just to kind of mix it up a little bit. And immediately I was kind of hit by that when I listened to the one or two tracks. I think I managed to listen to shortlist them. I went, oh, hold on, this will spice things up a little bit. And I was a bit disappointed because it wasn't quite as quirky and as mad as I thought it was going to be. It was okay. I mean, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I think that a lot of it did go off in lots of different directions, and in some directions was like, oh, that's cool, and other directions it was well, maybe not so cool, but it was still okay. It was still good. Overall, it was a very enjoyable album. Imposter, Save Me Over Pete. I loved Imposter. I thought it was fantastic. That made my cool playlist as well. So that was really, really good. I really liked it. I didn't quite love it. I think is probably the word out there. Only because I think it did duck down some alleyways that I went, I'll go there, but I'm not really happy with it. But anyway, let's find out, shall we? Will it be enough to get into...
Are we going to listen to William's review?
Oh, have I not... Sorry, I thought William. I thought I started with you. My apologies. I'm getting old. William, let's find out. What did you think?
To save the whole thing you've already said, I thought it sounded like System of a Down, blah, blah, blah. However, I was too lazy to even research and look at it because I just didn't like it. It annoyed me. His vocals, I just couldn't get behind it. I've never been a big System of a Down fan, apart from like the iconic few everyone knows, etc. I just didn't like it. I didn't think it was that great. It was just nonsensical, and things were just kind of there for the sake of being there. No, not great. I'm afraid.
Well, I'll make this up to you, William. We'll start with you so that we don't forget your votes.
0.5.
0.5. Lauren.
I gave it a solid 3.
Oh, okay. I give it a very solid 4. Trish.
I gave it a solid 5.
Ooh.
I loved it.
Beyond solid.
Beyond solid. So Simon kind of liked it. He gave this a 3.5, which leaves us to Pete. Pete, if you were to give this a 4.5, it would get into our Hall of Fame. Pete, will you be responsible or not for Daron Malakian to get into the hallowed grounds of the MPJ Hall of Fame? What'd you give it?
Oh, well, I'm very sorry to Daron, but I'm sure he'll get over it. I gave it a 3.5.
William, as per your review, we're also going to drop your score. Hey. I knew there was a reason in my thinking. I'll make that excuse. Sorry to William. It got 3.8 out of 5. So it scored 19, which we drop your half a point. Where does that put it? That gives it it's same as Malevolence actually. Drop 182, which is pretty good out of 576 albums, so a top 200 album. And in our top half, it's joint 58th album of the year, which is our top half of our albums for 2025. So pretty solid stuff. Be intriguing to see if they diverge away from being a System of a Down clone, as some of you might think they are. But in the meantime, thank you very much. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Hit your comments below. Hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you very much, and keep safe and keep on rocking.